Hello, welcome to another episode of Victor the Football Predictor. Well, last week was tough because my Huskers, they got blown out of the water. Also, I made some bad picks. This is my worst week by far, with Texas losing. Another game I picked wrong was a Florida State-Georgia Tech game. I really thought Florida State was going to win, but, Georgia Tech's a really good team, and I think they have some pretty good years ahead of them. Well, enough about last week. Time for this week. Alright. First game is in the ACC with another big matchup featuring who else but Georgia Tech and North Carolina. North Carolina has had a great season this year. It's been the first time in a while that people care about another sport besides basketball. Georgia Tech, as I mentioned before, shown they were a good team, being a good Florida State team. They've shown that they're the team in the ACC this year. I think North Carolina is a great story, but Georgia Tech has a great team. I think Georgia Tech wins this one, and gets one step closer to the first BCS Bowl in a while. Georgia Tech wins. Alright. Next game, we're going to by far the most popular conference this year for the big games. We're going back to the Big 12 with Texas Tech and Oklahoma State. Now, if anybody watched that thriller in Lubbock last week, you know that Texas Tech is the highest point the program's ever been, and then the best thing to hit Lubbock since sliced bread. Oklahoma State's coming in with, they haven't won the last big game against Texas, but they're still a good team. They're still going to be a good test. Somehow Texas Tech got Texas and Oklahoma State back-to-back at home, and I think that's going to help them as Texas Tech beats Oklahoma State and makes Penn State fans just that much madder by staying in the top two of the terrible BCS poll. Texas Tech wins this one, continues their Cinderella season. Texas Tech wins. You can saw there an example of the fact that I'm running out of tape for my thumbs to keep the helmets on, so if they spin around a little bit, it's okay, don't worry. Next game, we're going to a conference which I don't think I've gone to since the beginning of the year. We're going to the Pac-10 with Cal and USC. USC has slowly but surely gotten back into the national title picture, blowing out probably the worst team in college football seen in a while in Washington State and beating a down team in Washington. Somehow they dropped 2 spots in the polls last week after a 56-0 win. Don't get that. BCS is bad. Well, as far as Pac-10 title talk goes, Cal is really the only team that can challenge USC for a title and a trip to the Rose Bowl. I think USC knows that. They're good. They know they're good. They've put in the Oregon State game out of their minds. I think they take care of business and beat Cal and get one step closer to what else is new, a BCS Bowl for USC. USC wins. Now we're making a trip to the SEC, which is a conference that's kind of disappointed this year. We have Alabama there, versus LSU. LSU is coming off some pretty tough weeks, and the lowest they've been ranked in a few years. Alabama, best team in the nation, and they finally think they've gotten the attention that they thought they deserved the past few weeks. Well, they have it now, and they have a chance on the national stage to beat a good team and prove they deserve the #1 ranking. I think they do that and take a firm grasp of the SEC and the national rankings. Alabama wins. Last game, of course, if you've watched the show before, is the Nebraska matchup. My Huskers had a tough game last week against Oklahoma. Very bad. I don't even want to tell you the score. It was bad. This week in Nebraska versus Kansas. Now, I'm still not sold on the fact that Kansas is here to stay this year. They've been blown out by Texas Tech, which is a team that Nebraska hang with into overtime. The thing that scares me is they had much more success against Oklahoma than Nebraska did. I think this is a huge game for Nebraska. Not so much for bowl eligibility, because I'm pretty sure they'll get that, but just for the program to get to keep from bottoming out, because they're close to some bad things in Lincoln, and they really need this win. I think they get it, they beat the Jayhawks, and they get on the right track for their season. Nebraska wins. Well, this is sort of an anniversary. Celebrate. This has been the 4th week, or the 1st month of my show. I've seen the number of viewers go up every single week, and I think you guys are liking it. So keep watching. Sorry we don't have any music. My iPod's gone. But this has been our episode of Victor, the Football Predictor. Thanks for watching.